build your real estate portfolio, and in order to make millions in real estate, it is important not to spend what you're earning in real estate. It means that you invested in one property, fine, you earn 2 million or 3 million in that property. You're not supposed to spend that 2 million or 3 million. You're supposed to reinvest that one because it needs to be compounding, no? It needs to be compounded. And compounding is a very powerful force. Hello, Real Pros! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Richard C., your real property expert. And welcome back to the part 2 of this Real Estate Millionaire series. This second vlog will talk about how I made millions through real estate investing. And of course, for part 3, I'll talk about how I made millions through real estate flipping. So ready, Real Pros? Welcome to Real Estate Millionaire Series Part 2. So in my last vlog, we talked about how I earned my first million at the age of 23 and lost it at the same year due to bad investment decisions and bad behavioral finance, bad money. So if you haven't watched that vlog yet, I suggest you watch it muna before coming back here again so that you'll have a better understanding. While doing bad decisions and while being aggressive in investment, of course, I learned along the way. And my first real estate investments or my first stock market investment did not go so well. It doesn't mean that you have to stop investing. How I started investing in the real estate is, of course, parang after I picked myself up, I now went back to the basics of finance, the basic of cash flow, inflow, and outflow. So there's really nothing technical. It's just that dapat more money would come in than the money you're putting out, diba? When it comes to cash flow, the inflow and the outflow of the money. But then, of course, these basic things, basic budgeting, basic needs and wants. So these things might be really basic for a real estate investor or even in a stock market investing. But we always have to go back to it because that would be the principle of everything. And if we cannot perfect these basic things or we tend to forget about this basic knowledge in finance or in investing, we won't be able to go to the advanced level of investing wherein you're working with millions of pesos and you'll just burn your money again. So why am I passionate about real estate? First of all, I don't like it when people would have bad investments because they're putting their hard-earned money down. So I know the feeling of putting the money you worked hard for, your blood, your sweat, your tears, into that investment, and yet mawawala lang siya due to certain factors, like for example, over-promised or it was because of hard sell. So remember, if you bought a property tapos hard sell lang sa'yo ng agent, then you don't really have that motivation to pay for that property or to continue paying for that monthly payments of that real estate property or for that condominium because it wasn't really your dream investment, it wasn't really your dream home, it wasn't really aligned with your goals, but rather, let's say for example, napilitan ka lang because binentahan ka ng friend mo na nag-a-agent then wherever you are. So those things. First of all, you should not do that. You should buy real estate because you're passionate about it, you really want to learn about it, you're patient, and you're willing to grow that investment and treat it like a baby. And just like a baby on how they would grow, the same with investment, how they become expensive at times. And eventually, that baby, you'll have to let go of it and you get fulfillment in return. My point here is, I don't like people investing in real estate just because napilitan sila bumili. Tendency, yun yung mga taong nagpapasalo din. But how do I look at real estate as an investment? So, real estate as an investment, I treat it as a business. Instead of going or venturing into a business wherein you spend a lot of time, it's quite stressful, especially in times of this pandemic. It's really hard to work. I really give high salute for small businesses who are still struggling to stay open until today. Talagang salute to you guys. For me, real estate itself is business. Instead of putting your money to a business and risking it whether you're gonna profit or not, parang I don't want to go through with all that stress and how tedious it is. That's why I just do real estate investing. Kaya if iniisip ng iba na why do I always buy real estate or bakit maya bumibili ako ng real estate? Because that's how I treat it. I treat it as a business. And if I have ₱500,000 pesos, I can do a lot with it na sa real estate through the use of leverage technique. So, for me, treating real estate as a business can really make you rich. And most of the business, 90% of businesses fail. And for me, sinabi ko rin to when I was interviewed by Boy Abunda sa Bottom Line, business is the riskiest type of investments. I'd rather go into real estate wherein I just put my money, but I can't say I forget it because technically I watch it grow. I research on the markets. Just like in any other business, there's work to be done, pero it's less time consuming. So, hindi siya operational. You just check on it once in a while. And just like in a normal business, you have to have your business plan. You know when to let go. You know how much you want to earn from it. You know when enough is it. You know how much money you want to put in it. You must have a strategy and you must have that marketing plan, which I think you'll pick it up or you'll learn about it by watching this entire series. No? And of course, lastly, why I'm passionate about real estate in the Philippines is because a lot of foreign investors are earning millions from the real estate properties here in the Philippines. And with this land, tayo rin magtatanim dito, tayo rin yung mag-harvest dito. No? We need to benefit from our own land, just like the other foreign investors. No? And if foreign investors could see the potential in the Philippine landscape, so much more dapat tayo din. No? Even though sometimes we have our doubts, no? Or we're quite skeptical about real estate investment here. There was actually one story recently where I was talking to the Singaporean client and I was telling him to exit the Philippine market. Let's say for example, his investment is not really the best. No? And sabi ko, you just buy another bar. Sabi niya, no, I'll hold on to this because I think when everything goes back to normal and after all of this is over, Philippines would be one of the best economies in Asia. I do appreciate him for believing in the economy of this country. But I still advise him to let go of the property because it's currently in a bad position. So not all properties are good buys in the Philippines. And you have to know that as a real estate investor. So how do I choose the right real estate investment? Or how do I know whether I like the property or is it for me or is it not for me? The answer here is there is a certain X factor, especially if it's a project. And I think na parang, to tell you honestly, I do have my fundamental and technical analysis for each property. And if you are my client, you know na binibigay ko yun sa inyo. But then, aside from that, before I do the technical or fundamental analysis, there's a certain feel, no, or there's a certain vibe na parang I feel good about the property and I do feel na I would be rewarded by investing in this certain property. I don't wanna brag, pero parang medyo gifted ako sa ganun. So in a way, I had correct predictions for most of my real estate investment. So if you look at my client's portfolio, talagang more than what I projected, it went beyond pa. No? And even like, I'm not only talking about like the developer's current price list, but also really like how much they were able to liquidate their properties. So what are the upcoming projects? What are the upcoming infrastructure? All those factors that would progress a real estate property. Technical analysis would be is what is the market like? What is the historical data? Who would buy it at this price? Am I able to sell it at this price? What's the market characteristics in the area? Can the market afford to pay cash if I resell this property? Or if can the market afford to cash out? In this area, would a market buy in cash for a studio unit or a one-bedroom unit? Are there more one-bedroom units than two-bedroom units? What is the possible competition? So what is the unique positioning? And there's a lot of technical analysis that you can do for real estate. And of course, just like the stock market, we have our own chart and price index as well. So that's how you choose a real estate property. And I always get this question a lot na parang, have you had bad real estate investment decisions? So sabi ko kanina, most majority of my investment predictions are correct. But of course, not really about investing in a bad property wherein naipit ako. But when it comes to real estate investing mistakes or bad investment decisions. I think it's about having this property. I did not believe in the potential of that certain property, or I missed out investing in that property. When I was starting emotional attachments, because you cannot let go of the first property na binili mo. And until now, maraming ganyan because Filipinos tend to be emotional investors. By character, we are very emotional people. So, they could not let go of that property until naluma na or it's hard to resell now, because there's more options in that specific area. And of course, not being able to adjust to techniques. So what are techniques? Of course, the real estate strategies before are not the same with the real estate strategies now, because right now, the prices all-time high. If you look at the total contracted price, you won't really be able to invest in a property. But if you're only looking at the cash out of the property, then you won't really be intimidated with regards to investing despite having a very high total contracted price. Pero before, when property prices were really not that high and a studio unit would cost about 2.5 million to 3 million, and we compute our returns based on the total contracted price. Returns are meant to be computed as cash on cash return, or how much money you put in and how much returns you got from that the same amount of money you invested, which I'll talk about on my third video or third part of this real estate millionaire series. And of course, not knowing how to run the numbers. So not everyone is good in finance, but you have to accept that real estate and finance is related. And if you really want to earn in real estate investing and you really want to make millions in real estate investing, at the end of the day, it's just about the numbers. It's really about the metrics, Everyone should know how to compute for yield. Everyone should know how to compute for return on equity or return of investment. But of course, that's another topic. The reason why I don't talk about property metrics or performance measurement in this vlog is because it's more of for my one-on-one coaching and for my paid seminars din. I still don't have paid seminar lined up, pero hopefully soon. And it's too technical kasi baka may ma-mislead. So in terms of building a real estate portfolio, you always have to have that strategy. Sinabi ko rin to kanina prior to going into a business, you really have to know what to do with that property. Every day I would get a lot of messages from you guys asking whether is it a good property to invest in. And I always respond with what is the goal or what is the purpose or what is your strategy. Because there could be a different strategy for the same property. So that's very important. And of course, in order to build your real estate portfolio and in order to make millions in real estate, it is important not to spend what you're earning in real estate. It means that you invested in one property, fine, you earned 2 million or 3 million in that property. You're not supposed to spend that 2 million or 3 million. You're supposed to reinvest that one because it needs to be compounding, It needs to be compounded. And compounding is a very powerful force. If you really want to build a real estate portfolio, you have to keep on reinvesting your earnings. So for me, I'm not really spending anything. If I liquidate my real estate or if I'm able to flip my real estate, I'm not spending that money on personal things, but rather I would reinvest it in another property. Then you have to have that strategy. If you earn 2 million from that property and you have that in cash right now, how do you want to distribute that 2 million pesos? Whether you want to put it one time, you could earn in rental properties and you can self-liquidate it, or you would rather spread that 2 million pesos in different investments. So again, it boils down to the strategy. But my point here is you're not supposed to spend it on other things. How you spend in your normal day, ganun pa rin dapat, despite earning millions in real estate. Because you look at it as a business, so whatever you earn, you put it back again. You have to remember that compounding returns could have compounding losses. Know when to exit. You might have properties na nasa peak na siya and nasa time na siya. I always say this, it's not every day that there's a buyer for your property. So always think about it. And if you're happy with the returns na and you don't want to take in so much risk anymore, time to let go and just look for another property again. And if you do it over and over and over again, then you'll start realizing na parang lumalaki na yung portfolio mo and you're already working with millions of pesos in real estate. On investing outside the box, when I say investing outside the box, it's not following where the market is, but rather always think about the future. If everyone's investing in this part, try to invest somewhere na walang nag-i-invest doon. It's important to find your expertise as well. Let's say, for example, I call myself as a real estate expert, but I'm not expert in every part of real estate. Sinabi ko na to before, at sasabihin ko ulit, is I'm not expert in foreclosure and I'm not good in holding on to rental properties. I'm not good in the concept of building your portfolio and paid lahat ng condominiums mo and then you're earning from the rental. Nababagalan ako at 5%, 6% yield. So it's going to take many years before you get 100%. Nababagalan ako sa ganun. So that's why I'm good with flipping, I'm bad with keeping rental properties. You have to find your general expert. Okay, Real Pros, that's it for our episode 2 of this Real Estate Millionaire series. I do hope you learned a lot, you picked up some advice, and if you did, please let me know kung anong natutunan nyo. Please comment it down below. Now, please do watch out for our third series wherein I'll talk about how to make money in property flip. I know this is the most requested video, so I'll talk about it in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this series, and if nag-enjoy kayo, please comment it down below, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and connect with me sa social media and let me know if this was useful. So again, Real Pros, this is Richard C, your real property expert, and I'll see you for series number 3. This is Real Estate Millionaire series. See you later. Sometimes it's just good to lurk around online portals and just look at how much is the current selling price. What would you do if you're not able to flip the property? Secured yung investment. It's important to know who you're gonna sell it to. Pero hindi mo alam na once napunta na yun sa bank loan, hindi mo na yun mabebenta.